All right, welcome back, everybody. This Mexico story is actually really interesting and gives us a lot to talk about. We've been talking so much this week about China and the back and forth over tariffs. But the other thing the president was talking about, I think it was one of the times we took him live on the show, is this threat to Mexico with sanctions, as well as, of course, additional tariffs. And he says Mexico's broken the terms of an old agreement, old treaty that requires Mexico to give more than 1 million acre-feet in water to the United States every 5 years. And what President Trump says is that Mexico still owes a substantial amount of water under this treaty. So here's his post about it. It still owes 1.3 million acre-feet of water under the treaty. And as he points out, it goes back to 1944. Mexico, according to the president, unfortunately is violating their treaty obligation, and he calls the whole thing very unfair, and it's hurting South Texas farmers very, very badly, says the president. So let's talk about this. What's really going on here? The Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller, raising alarms about Mexico not living up to their end of the bargain as well, joins us now. Welcome, sir. So I think a lot of people said, wait a second, stealing water, what's going on? So first explain the situation, and you can also give your take on it, and then we'll kind of go back and forth from there. What's going on?
Well, we have a treaty with Mexico, and they hadn't paid their water bill, and it's putting our farmers out of business. We had to shut down our last sugarcane factory. Not enough water to grow the sugarcane. We pushed out 6,000 acres of citrus. That's our valley is where we grow our vegetables. It's a very temperate climate. They usually grow 4, 5, 6 crops of vegetables. They had enough water to grow one. So these guys are going out of business. It's time that Mexico paid up. We pay our water bill to them out of the Colorado River, but they will not give us our water from the Rio Grande. We share the water from the Rio Grande. So last month, went to Washington, D.C., had a couple of meetings in the West Wing. Stephen Miller, they were not aware of this. Stephen assured me that he would put this on the top of the agenda when negotiating tariffs and other negotiations with Mexico, and that they would get it fixed. So I'm certainly glad that they listened, and they're wanting to help our farmers and ranchers out.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing about Donald Trump I do know. He loves family farmers and ranchers. He's the backbone of the country, and he's right. So I'm glad he's going to get us some water.
Yeah, the farmer, I do want to leave a minute. I'm going to remind myself to ask you about the farmers and the tariffs and everything before we let you go. But on this issue, I'm not going to pretend to be anything close to an expert on it or know any, half as much as you know about it. I was reading about it, however, so I want to ask you a few questions and you can explain it to me. So, for example, this treaty goes back, and one of the things that people were saying, from what I read, is that there's some of these rivers, was the Colorado River, the Rio Grande Basin, they've been drying up. Drought conditions. I think we actually have some rainfall totals for Mexico over the last few years, and that might be an issue, making it hard for them to live up to the treaty. Is there any truth to that? What would you say?
Well, rainfall is really not the issue with Mexico paying their water debt. What they've done is dammed up the rivers and tributaries that flow into the Rio Grande, and they're holding the water back. They could very easily open the floodgates, open those dams up, and let that water run down to the Rio Grande. We have 2 lakes is all on the Rio Grande. Falcon, which is about 12% capacity. That's a mud hole. And Amistad, which is around 20%. So there's not much life left in those. And it's not just the farmers that depend on that water. It's the cities all up and down that Rio Grande. Like, McAllen, Laredo, all of those, valley cities depend on that for their water.
But Mexico could live up to the treaty, because some people were saying, well, they couldn't really do it even if they wanted to, because there's just not enough water, that the drought's hitting them too hard. That's not true?
I don't think so. No, we have aerial photographs of those lakes being full.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.